Richard Simmons music.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
wow.
Holy cow.
Look at that feed.
Here we
so
are.
Close.
Here
so
we-
close.
So close.
I promise I'm here. I'm here. I swear. I'm here. Am I in the right corner yet?
Oh, we're
Here
going to
we
get you
are.
there.
I'm
Welcome.
not
Welcome, everybody, to what is a hackneyed version of the OJ Power Hour with technical difficulties included.
Woo!
Yes, that's right. We have a bit of a storm situation going on with our good friend Jay Scheidel. So I am running the broadcast, which means you're all in big trouble because we don't know what happened the last time I did this. But
Greatness happened. That's what happened.
it's greatness. That's it. That's it, Fizzle. It's just nothing but greatness.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. Yeah. So you may notice that it's not just me and Jay today. We have a big crew of people on. We have the wise men themselves. That's right. We brought some legends back. Jay,
Also,
how you doing in the middle of a hailstorm, buddy?
I was doing great till about 15 minutes ago when the golf ball size hail hit.
Yeah, you've been having a rough old evening.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It's been a good time. I mean, we were all set up and ready to go, and boy, oh boy, did we get some technical difficulties. Like that right there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh gosh, yeah.
yeah.
What are you doing?
We
I'm
got like
fixing it.
we got like spaghetti western aspect ratios going on here. It's pretty dope.
That's
fine.
That's fine. You know what?
Be tolerated.
We are all here. We are all here. That's the important thing after the epic screw-ups that is Oslodo playing with OBS.
Everything.
Yeah, well, this is why Jay is usually the man that does this, and I'm just the voice because I'm a loudmouth, and that's what I always will be.
I think we all just gained 3 inches here.
Congratulations! Hey, that's great. I'm a short guy.
My prayers have been answered.
I'm okay with this. I am fine with this.
I get to be thinner and taller. Yay!
Hey, there we go. We're getting somewhere on a very, very good level. Maybe. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So here we are. We're back for episode... Oh,
12?
man. Episode
Have you
12? 13? Yeah. We're...
Oh my god.
We're
Episode insert number here.
Exactly. Listen, it's
Episode
been...
percent N. Let's go.
We're a little behind schedule, only because, you know, there had to be some monkeying around done.
Only because of the world.
Only because of some bad weather. Yeah, this is episode 12 with the Wise Men, and well, I have been looking forward to this, hearing from some of the longtime legends, some of the people that you have all raced against. I have never, and I don't want to, except for Fizzle, who probably would kick the living piss out of me. Badly. Now, Ale, come on.
Know.
They're not.
I don't know, Oslodo. We might race in fall league. We might race in co-op.
I think that is that could happen. I mean, I can say this, both myself and Jay, we took on the bingo board, and the bingo board to me said Dark Moon, and I said no. And it did not end well. Jay, you made it past the first round. I'm happy to say.
I made it through round 1 and then lit 3 things in round 2.
Yep.
Nice.
I lit the 4th one because I could. That was it. I was already lost by then.
Dark Moon had 11 lit to my 5, and I was like, you know what? I think he's got the win on this. So we're gonna back away slowly and not make eye contact.
Wait, Dark Moon won a game?
He did. He beat me.
Yeah.
He's found his calling. It's lockout bingo.
Darkman's gotten a lot better.
Wow.
Is he? I almost dare to say, is he in the chat? Not yet,
Maybe.
but
No, I don't think so.
not yet.
He'll
But
get here.
he might show up. But why would he want to miss the Wise Men? This is our first real roundtable experiment. So this is going to be good. I'm like I said, this is fun. Yeah. Other than that, I can say that the Lefanian ladder, the gold has been awarded to Ale. So So anyone who wants to join next year will not have to race Ale flags. Congratulations to that. But it might be, as Ale says, Chanigan, because Chanigan's still in it, and yeah, or you could have dark flags. Hey, Ale, I love your flags. They were great. I had a great time with them. But
I want to see some shenanigans.
Yeah, right. They were diverse and they were fun, but you do have a reputation, sir. You do.
Hey, it could be worse. You could get some of my blind flags. Let's go.
To be fair, I did race a 10 out of 10 Lord Fizzleby flag. and I won, and it was fun. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Although the 7X cows I had to lug around, not having a use for them, was kind of a little annoying, but that's okay.
That's fine. You can
I mean,
vendor
that's
them
I
to afford all the things that cost 0.
Yep, that was exactly how that went out. But yeah, so WinFox, I did enjoy that race. I am a black belt aficionado. I am nowhere near the level of some of the other people on the server, but I do like a good black belt run. I do.
I mean, we have a very strong black belt runner here with us.
We do.
I've never played with black belt one time.
Not once.
No, not at all. Not at all, Greg.
I'm just learning.
I
Not
learned
net.
yesterday.
Net.
I hear they get powerful at a certain amount of levels, but I don't remember exactly what or what the breaking points are or any of that stuff.
I thought it was level 12.
Yeah,
Don't believe you.
They're straight through Topher, level 12 black belt. See how that goes.
Yep.
It's a great meat shield.
Don't threaten me. I'll make that blind flag set.
Oh god.
Do it.
Nope. If we're gonna do that, we're gonna do all weapons are -9 except the Masa, and it's guarded by War
Which
Map.
is -8.
There you go.
And sent home.
There it is. That's
So the katana remains unchanged, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. I
And
read.
they're all still better than the Vorpal.
Okay, we're not getting into the Vorpal.
Yeah,
That's
hey,
later.
hey,
We're
I
gonna
went-
talk about.
Yeah.
I promise.
I wouldn't want to have to defend it either. I get that.
I promise we'll talk about the Vorpal later. We will definitely talk about the Vorpal later. But seeing as how we're kind of a little behind schedule, and we do have the wise old men on, we are going to ask some questions of them that we got. So I guess I'll look at my screen and we'll just go around in circles because we can skip me and Jay because we are neither wise nor with long-term people. So
Yeah, just wait
I,
long. I feel
I
good.
thought you were. Never mind.
no, I wasn't. No, we're not going to do that. So we'll start with.
No, we're not.
We'll start with Gregley up there. Gregley, how did you get involved in the FFR community, sir?
So, way back when, in 2018, I was just randomly streaming on my Twitch channel for all 9 of my fans, me playing the original Final Fantasy, and some loser came into my chat and was all like, you should play Final Fantasy Randomizer. And I was like, whatever. But I thought his name was funny, because I was like, his name is Lord Fizzlebeef. What kind of silly name is that? And so I called him his lordship, and eventually he kept coming. He kept harassing me enough, and then he just he had this truck. He pulled up to my house and then just threw me in it, and I was like, "Where did you even come from? How did you find me?" And then that's how I ended up in Final Fantasy Randomizer. Is that I was kidnapped essentially? I was taken hostage, and then I showed up. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I barely knew the game at all. And then under the tutelage of Lord Fizzlebeef, I know about 25% more than I did then. So I'm kind of a little bit better than I was. All I know is how to go to the Agama tile and then just go up and down and hold the A button. And then when I'm done, I just go punch things until they turn into pink mist.
Everyone does love the
That's
pink
pretty much
mist. Everyone likes the pink mist.
So that was in 2018. I did my first tournament. It was called the Chaos Rush Tournament way back when, and it was a lot of fun. And then my first spring tournament was 2019, in which I lost back-to-back Swisses against Lord Fizzlebeef and the Hangry Canuck, I think was the first person I ever lost to.
That Lord Fizzlebeef guy is a real jerk to
Yeah.
bring you into the community and then thrash you in the tournament. What a jerk!
I know, but then I ended up I think I ended up going, if I remember correctly, the Swiss. I want to say I ended up going 3-2 and made it into the what was the last.
The last chance qualifier.
Yeah, the last chance qualifier, in which I did not do very well. So I had never made it to the actual bracket part. And then I pretty much played every tournament until I somehow won 2021, and then I figured I didn't need to prove anything else, and so I just stopped playing.
Right.
But we brought him back.
Yeah, but, yeah. I mean, To be fair, the 2021 tournament was like I think it was the black sheep of the spring of the spring tournaments. So that win is like did I really win anything?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Sure as
you
hell
did.
did, man.
You
sure
did,
as
you
hell
did.
You 100. Yeah,
So
you were the last person in the tournament.
that's
That
right. You're the
counts.
last man standing. You technically got the win. I mean, let's be fair about
I did.
this.
And to be perfectly honest, I think Fryteeth, the person I beat, did pretty well recently in a tournament.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's
Mhm.
not like I some slouch or nothing. So,
No,
anyways,
well, there you go.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I know we had you on recently, Fizzle, but I don't think we actually asked how you got into the community.
I
mean,
don't think so.
I thought you always were. You just were always here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
just
I don't even
thousands
remember.
of years ago, before the dawn of time. No, it's
The Ghost of Christmas Past in the future.
I'm
so
pretty,
Oh my god.
Oh.
so no. Essentially, way back in the days of, I'm gonna say 2017. I was just bumming around Twitch, and I saw this cool thing on Twitch. It was Link to the Past randomizer, and I thought, wow,
Yeah.
randomizer! Oh my gosh! I mean, Link to the Past is a cool enough game. That's pretty neat. I might check this out. I wonder if they have randomizers for other games. Oh, holy crap! They have a randomizer for Final Fantasy 1? That's like the greatest retro game ever. Oh man, let's do this. Let's jump in there. And so I joined, and then I got my face kicked in. I don't think I got not last in a race for my first 3 or 4 or 5 months. And then it took several months after that before I actually won a race. And I have been searching for a tournament win ever since.
Well. I mean, I've shared this story a number of times, but I found my way to the Discord, and then found my way to Time for Learn, which taught me many a thing.
Time for learn. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Listen, it gave me the most valuable lesson. Don't stock up on heal. Don't stock up on pures and softs and anything else. You don't need 99 soft potions. This is not an option.
99 soft potion.
You did.
I don't think I've used that in a lifetime of playing this game.
Why
No.
though?
Because I remember
30 years and I've not used 99 soft potion.
I remember Fizzle stopping the tape and being like, okay, so don't do this. I was like, that's good. That's good advice. We'll write that down. I'll write that down. We'll remember that for later.
Don't do what Donnie don't does.
Exactly.
I remember when I first joined the community, Fizzle watched back one of my races, and it was kind of like, hey, you probably don't need to go into the same city like 4 or 5 times in a row and just buy one thing and then leave. So yeah, I totally get that.
But you're not supposed to do that?
Apparently.
Yeah, believe it or not, you're not supposed to just keep going in and out of cities. You want to optimize your time in a city, and then hopefully never have to go back into that city again.
But
at least
Exactly.
the important question here is, how many times do you hold the defense sword up?
Hey,
Every time.
3.
Every time.
Oh, that was fun. Anyway, let's move on to Will Bloodworth. How did you get into the FFR community, sir?
Oh, good lord! You know what? I actually joined just like a week before the very, very, very first tournament back when Czar had the. Okay, without getting into a history lesson here.
Yeah,
the-
back
the-
before the first spring tournament, like 2016, I think it was.
It was
No,
20. It was,
2017.
yeah, it was September of 2017, and I think I was at the time I was just kind of dinking around on FF1 online. I think I was just looking stuff up for the heck of it, and we just lost our guy here. But,
Oh, don't worry, he'll be back.
He'll be
You're
back.
good.
Oh yeah.
We're good.
He's got power.
Hashtag just weather things.
Yep,
Just
yep.
hail-sized golf balls. Right.
There you go.
There we go.
So I was like, okay, what's this Final Fantasy? There's a randomizer, okay, and then I went and I played it. I played half a seed once, and I was like, this is interesting. Oh, they're doing a tournament for this. Okay. I guess I'll try it. And then so my very first full seed of FFR was my first race in the tournament against a guy by the name of Zarbi, who's more of a Link to the Past guy, and I got my ass handed to me. Like, yeah, I think I had like an orb lit when he done, and I was like, okay, I think I should probably learn things. And then I went and learned things before we were doing best of threes back then, and I went and I learned, and I figured out how to do the encounter manipulation for TOFR, and because of that, I won my next two games, and I advanced. I got all the way through to the final four of the winners bracket, and then ended up finishing fourth in the tournament behind Tristal, Edgeworth, and Ice Blue, none of whom I think are in the community anymore. Edge might be, but I don't think he is.
Edge is sometimes
still
here,
around.
sometimes not.
He
Yeah.
floats, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was the bonus stream started with that first tournament, and it was just originally it was just going to be Tristal running whichever single class the community voted on, and they voted on Thieves. So Tristal was going to do 4 Thieves, and then they opened it up to, okay, we're going to have the top 4 race, and I had pledged if I win the tournament, I'm going to run 1 Thief. That's kind of where everything started for me. That's I've pretty much been coasting on that for 7 years now.
Yep.
Easily coasting on that. So I did do that, and the legend is that I actually did finish with the solo thief at 500%. There was no evasion cap. So it was miss. You're basically, I don't know how many hits you got. I think it was like with just a thief, with just a ninja, I think you were getting like maybe at most like 5 hits with a masa.
Yeah, this was before the hit percent growth fixes for Thief were a thing.
Yes.
So this is
It was
vanilla Thief hit percent, which is bad.
It was before anything was fixed, like save pirates. So pirates had stun.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Imps with nuke potentially back in the day.
You could have a lot of
stuff.
Yeah, so there was no item, like there was no AoE item castable or anything like that. It was hell. It was hell on earth. But 8 hours, I think it was 8:42:34 is something like that. It was almost 9 hours of play. I finally finished. And a lot of people stuck around. Like I heard like a lot of people that watched that ended up joining because of that one stream. That felt pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I've just been kind of the thief guy for 7 years now, and it's been fun. I really did actually enjoy playing a thief over all this time. I learned to love it. I embraced the suck, and now thief is a playable character. Like people actually intentionally, deliberately take a thief. And I will take some credit for that, not all. There's been a lot of great ideas people have had, like doubling the hit rate, stuff like that. But yeah, like I pretty much hang my hat on that one character, have ever since, and I'll occasionally jump in and I'll run a solo thief challenge seed, async, just because it's the most fun way for me to play now.
Yeah, you've found that niche, and it is yours alone, sir. No question about that at all.
No one else. There's like one other person, Clem, I think, is the only other person who has any desire to run a solo thief. I've raced some. Yeah, Sonny and
Sonny.
Sonny's raced some.
I've run solo thief with you in a bonus stream.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Well,
It's been fun.
On that, Sonny Rath, my friend, how did you get into the FFR community?
Here we go. We're going to go back to a time prior to the speed hacks. Yeah, that was my first endeavor into Final Fantasy Randomizer. It was back when I was still speedrunning Final Fantasy IV at the time. I knew that there were randomizers for games, and I decided to give Final Fantasy Randomizer a try well before the speed hacks came around. So the seeds would be 4 hours at minimum. And I looked at it and I went, okay, this is fun, but I'm going to wait a little while before I actually start taking it more seriously. So about 2 years later, I believe it was Fall League 2018 it might have been 3 years later. Fall League 2018 was where I actually really started playing. And that was, oh gosh, I forget how many teams we had at that point for Fall League. It was a lot.
Was that the first one or was that the second one?
If it's the first one, I think we had something like 12 teams.
I think
That sounds right.
I think it might have been the second one because 17 might have been the first Fall League and 18 might have been the second.
If I participated in it, then it was the first one. If not,
Then it was the first because you had participated in it.
as Legends of League.
Yep, Legends of League because it was you, Artea,
Crystal, and
Crystal,
Iceland.
and yep.
Yeah. It was basically the final four of the tournament, swapping out Edgeworth with Artea.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said, "I don't want to be part of the Golden State Warriors," is what he said.
Yep.
I'm like, "All right, well, Artea, come on in, dude." No, he just proceeded to dog walk the entire thing.
But
It was not fair. No.
That was actually my first real endeavor into Final Fantasy Randomizer after I'm going to give it a try. And I mean, history speaks for itself. I've been around ever since then. I've taken part in most of the tournaments, co-op tournaments I've been around in. I took part in the first bingo tournament where Darkmoon and I had a seed that was unbeatable because we could not encounter Sarias anywhere. That led to some of the tile changes. So you all are welcome.
It's Saria, not Saria.
Yeah, exactly.
There it is.
I've also had one of those seeds where surely I will find Sarias. Didn't. Mm-mm.
Greg, the Chaos Rush
that's how I lost that tournament.
The Chaos Rush tournament, good memories there.
Yes,
Go ahead,
yes,
my friend.
yes. That was my first one. When you guys were in the middle of the Fall League when I first joined, so I didn't know what was going on. I just noticed that because it was like a weekly thing, right? You guys, it was like 12 weeks of just kind of different stuff. I don't really remember.
I thought it was like 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
It was.
It's definitely longer than the ones we have now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an amount of weeks. Also, my cat decided to say hi.
Hi, cat. Hi, Sonny's cat.
2019, but I can't find 2018 to tell you.
Well, I mean,
Let's see.
Where is Darkmoon the Historian when you need him?
Yeah, no kidding there. Granted, 2019's spring tournament is the one I remember the most because I was against Chaos. I was slightly behind Dangwoo on our fifth and final race of the Swiss stage. I got zapped through 2 ribbons, which at that point in time was a 3 and 256 on each ribbon. So I got hit with, a 9 and 65535 or 65536. And that was in one turn.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's
that the issue also went like 6-0?
That was the next year's spring.
That was
tournament.
2020.
2020 was
Yeah.
the spring tournament. I went undefeated in Swiss.
Yeah, it's him and Demarine, I believe.
Yep, Demarine and I in the 5-0 match, and I took that by 3 minutes, and then proceeded to lose to Cheeseinator in top 8, I think it was. So,
wow.
oh yeah.
See,
And then
this,
we,
this is why you tune into this. This is why you tune into the podcast. Look at this information. Look at these memories. This is something. This is stuff that long before my time, that's for sure.
yeah, and then it was a year later that we started having Archipelago implementation, and then we ended up becoming a pseudo time spinner randomizer community. And
Nothing pseudo about it. We're a time spinner.
Let's be fair about this. That's the way it is.
We really are. And we decided to have the AP tournament for that. Admiral Tryhard and I ended up pairing up, which you'll see us paired up again in the upcoming co-op tournament as Hardwrath. We are returning. And we put so much time in the lab for that tournament that we ended up beating everybody except for, I believe it was Spellzap and Zenobian are the only people we really lost a race to.
Yeah, I'm looking real forward to that in co-op this year. This is going to be fun. It's going to be bingo all over again.
Oh yeah.
Make it one match. We got it.
Yeah. At least you won one, Jay. At least you won one. I didn't even get that.
Yeah.
Darkmoon said no with his foot.
And then life got busy for me until recently, and now you see me back playing again.
We're always happy, Sonny, to have you around the community. I think you and me have calmed more races together than just about anybody on this server currently.
I think so.
Probably.
I think so, my friend.
That's great.
So this is going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to this question, and we'll go back to Greg there. What are some of your best memories in the FFR community? Whether that's tournaments you've ran in, moments that you just like, what happened, anything off the top of your head.
Is that for me?
That's for you, bud.
Yeah.
Sorry, it cut out. And I heard "grit," and so I was like,
No, it's all on you, man.
No,
It's all on
that's
you.
exactly what he said. You actually got it right on.
Accurate.
just making sure. I mean, I would have to say some of my favorite times in the world are when Dang and I would do co-op stuff in those first couple of co-op tournaments because
Kicking Brack.
he really liked messing with me, and because you can't see each other's screens, you don't know what's going on. Like he could be like, and most of the time he was like doing really good. Like he was better than me. He always did really well, but he always said things to me that made me think he like didn't know what the fuck was going on, and I was just like,
He
I'm like,
probably didn't.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean you haven't been there yet? One of my other favorite things is during the first, or not the first, but like the fall league tournament that was after the 2018 one, where there was it was like the 4 versus 4 race, and it was me, Ale, Thunder, and Dang, and we're like all doing this, and like literally all of us were like, oh, we have to go to. Oh, check the dwarves. You got to go. I'm going to check dwarves. All right, I'm going to do it, and we're going to check it. And then that person didn't do it. And then somebody was like, did anybody check dwarves? Okay, nobody's done it yet. All right, cool. And then I'll do it when I go back over there. And then nobody did it. And then eventually they were like, has anybody checked dwarves yet? And eventually somebody did, and there was the loot down there or something, like just kind of consequential, important item down there. And I just thought it was so funny because it's just like one of those situations where we could have probably been in go mode 15, 20 minutes before we were, but everyone said they were going to check dwarves, but no one bothered to actually check dwarves. And obviously my win in 2021 was good. I had a good time. I really enjoyed when helping newer players learn the game. Before me, there was Mo, who helped new players learn the game, and that was one of the, that was like kind of unheard of thing in the randomizer community. From what I've heard of, you just kind of you show up and you figure out how to play the game. No one's gonna hold your hand through the game, and so
language.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Sorry. And so,
Fizzle will get in and fix it. It's okay.
and so I just thought it was yeah, exactly. Like Elmarkin says there, 100% certain Thunder was gonna have an aneurysm over the thing. Anyways, I'm gonna stop being like a certain 3883 and like actually use adult, language that is an adult language. Anyway, so before my time, there was a person named Mo who told people, or was trying to teach people how to play the game, kind of like a beginner's club, and I kind of took that over to try to help people out, and that was like one of my real fun times, was like with the help of Dark Moon creating the Duckling Derby, and giving newer players kind of an introductory tournament to the game so that they could learn the game, so they wouldn't get just demolished by like Lord Fizzlebeef every week or whatever. And yeah, I mean those are just a few of my like favorite moments of playing Final Fantasy. It's just the Dang, the Duck Derby, hanging out and chat with people, because you get the ping to race, and you just hop in chat and just shoot the crap while you're just running a seed, and you're just like making fun of things. You're just like, oh my god, I can't believe that thing has stun touch. Oh Lord, you know,
Oh,
like
hates
I just found
Stun touch.
that touch. You know, like it was always so much fun.
The
Well,
whole "why does this have death touch" moment.
yeah,
Look,
those are
just found nuke. Just found
those are
nuke. It's on the
Yeah.
script.
those
Oh,
are
nuke on the Medusa script. Oh god.
yep, always fun, always fun. So let's see what Lord Fizzlebeef has to say of his best moments when in his time in the community.
I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm saving the best for
Of
last,
course you are.
but I'm gonna hit some honorable mentions along the way. Um, Co-op with Tarnin is
Oh,
always,
Oh.
always, always my favorite
love
thing to do.
Tarnin.
Because the fun thing about me and Tarnin doing co-op is that, like, outside the race, before we even get to the race room, our theory crafting sounds exactly like Greg and Dang Racing. Like, we're just arguing for hours and hours and hours over like deep theory stuff, and then we hit race day and we're immediately on the same page, just on the same page for everything, doing everything like in lockstep. We're talking in shorthand to each other. It's such an amazing, magical feeling. um I want to I want to give a shout out to every once in a while we have had one-off shows, and the one that stands out to me the most was when I worked with Meridian. This was ages ago to do a uh, sort of ROM hack. It never exactly turned into a flag, but it kind of split in two different directions. What I did was I talked to them and I said, "Hey, can we move the orb lighting tiles?" Um, and Meridian came back and said, "Yeah, we got some restrictions." So I looked around and I plandoed a little bit of it because of the restrictions, but then I had a seed with completely removed, like, orb tiles sent elsewhere, and I handed it to Spellzap and Crab Cakes, told them nothing of what was in it, and said, "Here you go, race this." And then I invited Dang and Edgeworth to do comms, told them nothing about what was in it, and said, "Here you go, figure this out." Um,
Yay.
and it was just so magical just watching them check just every room in the game looking for orb lighting tiles. I feel like that was the spiritual predecessor to shuffling box locations.
Mhm.
And also kind of for shards, because we never went to really bother with any of the fiends. We just went to where boxes are and we got the orbs. It's kind of what shards are. Um, so yeah, I really wanted to give shout outs to those two, but undeniably the best moment is the Fizzle School for FFR with Danny. I wrote out whole giant lesson plans, and no matter how long, no matter how much I typed out, there was always just like, "Okay, but what else is there? Can you give me more? Can you give me more?" Oh, sure. Here's some seeds. Do some seeds, and then I get back. Oh, here's what I did, and it's just like, "Wow, that's great." I mean, here's things we can improve on, but you did good. And then, like, I was giving letter grades, and I was giving, like, your next lesson's going to be on this, and I was making flag sets to highlight specific flags at a time. And that capped off with and she was so nervous about doing races. She's still nervous about doing races, but I decided that her second to last lesson was this, like, nightmarish 500% monstrosity, and I threw the kitchen sink at her, and she made it through. And
Atta
so
girl.
then the very last seed, it was basically spring tournament flags,
Hmm.
and she's looking at it and she's just like, "Why is this the final challenge? There's nothing special about this." I'm just like, "Don't worry about it. Also, I'm gonna need you to be here at 5 p.m. on Thursday," because I'd grabbed another duckling to be her opponent, and it was going to be me and Spellzap on comms.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Just yeah, just like, no, it will. We're gonna just like we're gonna get you over your fear of being featured as the solo racer, because you're gonna race with the person who taught you and your co-op partner doing commentary over you. It'll be fine. You'll be great. You'll love it. I'm not sure why she forgave me after that,
Hmm.
but she seems to have. Yeah, she's saying in chat, it didn't work. Well, I tried. You're still doing races. It's fine. I don't get over the race anxiety either. It's fine.
Nope.
But yeah, the Fizzle School for FFR is definitely my most treasured memory of this community.
Fantastic. All right.
Also, welcome to the dark.
I see. Yeah, Jay, hey, you doing okay
Yeah.
over there, buddy?
The computer's got like 10 minutes of battery.
Oh, good. 10 minutes. Well, don't worry, buddy. You're still here for the time being. I'll keep things progressing. Let's see. Let's find out.
Keep things here.
Yeah. Will, how about yourself, sir? What are your best memories of the FFR community?
So I guess going chronologically, the first one's fairly obvious. Like that bonus stream was the definitive Will Bloodworth moment,
Yes, it
and
was.
there's no topping that. From an ego point of view, like that's it.
Yeah.
So beyond that, so shortly after that, I'm gonna we've been kind of lighthearted tonight, but just to get a little bit more serious, I was in a very, very, very dark place at that point in my life, and actually went into the hospital in late February, and 5 days later came back out. Thankfully, just went through a really wicked breakup, or was about to, and I kind of felt that coming. Being able to come back to the community meant a lot. Having people here who were just not easy to talk to, easy to hang out with. Basically, at that point in time, like some of my only friends in the world. I appreciated that. That was massive for me. And over the time, like he's not here, and he's a controversial figure, but Will Cleosis was here when I got back. I didn't know who the hell he was. Introduced ourselves to each other, and eventually we started working together, and then we started doing comms together, and we became Willuminati and started calling races and referring to ourselves as the commentary tag team champions of the world. Love doing races with him. Still want to do more. That was a big deal. And yeah, I still talk to him. I talked to him like maybe a few months back, and he's doing great. From there on, I'll be honest, like rooting on Greg when it was the year of the puff, like that was awesome. I loved seeing that, because he'd poured so much into this community, and seeing him get his flowers after all that time and win, like that felt good. That was a real moral victory for the FFR community, I think. And congrats again, 3 years later. I think it's awesome. Yeah. And I don't know how many people remember. I know Sonny does, Fizzle might, Greg might, but I used to do food delivery. And
yes,
oftentimes when I was driving around, I'd hop into the Discord, and I'd hop on voice, and everybody'd have to hear my not so good truck. Sorry about language. The truck that I was driving that had
truck.
no muffler on it, and really bad alignment in the background while I was trying to talk, and people trying to hear me over that, but just wanting to be there and talk to people while I was working. That, yeah, food delivery and VC, and just that whole community back when we had like 15 people in voice chat at a time. That was, in my mind, some of the golden era of FFR, and I think I hope we come back to that.
I don't remember if you were in voice at that time or not, but I remember, not necessarily in solidarity, but just so you weren't the only one doing it. I remember just going on mobile and then just walking out to my car and driving to Carl's Jr. drive-through while in voice chat, just talking with people.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't even mute myself, like when I got to the window and they were yelling things just like, "Hey, don't forget the ketchup," and the lady's looking at me just like, "What?" I'm just like, don't worry about it. I just want my food. Thank you.
I might remember something like that. But yeah, there's been a few people who have like gone and done real life stuff while in voice chat. I think that's awesome. Just kind of getting a little peek behind the curtain into people's lives, and having some solidarity there. And so I really enjoyed that, and just being able to pop back in here and there. Like, I've been scarce. Like, I know, like, I'm an arbiter, and I have been since there have been arbiters. I try to pop in whenever possible, just to make sure the community's not, shattering into a billion pieces. It never is, because Fizzle, Danny, Dark Moon, you do such a great job
real hard.
holding it down. Yeah, you guys have held this community together for quite some time, and credit to you all for doing that. It's appreciated. Having something to come back to here and there. I've been playing a lot of Starfield, kind of dabbling in the new Elden Ring DLC, but every once in a while I'll hop back in and run an async, run a challenge seed, and say hi to everybody like now. So it's having this, like, this is sort of an ongoing highlight of my experience with FFR, is just having somewhere to come back to just for the hell of it whenever I feel like it, and knowing that people still remember me, still give a damn I'm alive and breathing. It's nice. It's underrated to have that in your life, and because when you don't have it, it's pretty dark.
Yep.
So having it's a very big deal. Thanks to all of you for being among those people to come back to and say what's up to.
Absolutely, I can definitely echo the statement. I've had some rough times where FFR has helped me through as well, so I totally understand that. But yeah, it's been the people here are great. It's a fantastic community. It's my second home. It always will be my second home.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, and a side note, that Sam Von Jester, his community, and being able to play game nights, like I met him through this. Meridian and I, we were, I hope to say we still are, like, close. We were able to, like, share life stuff with one another, and just being able to count on somebody, and be able to have those kind of conversations with someone means a lot to me. And knowing that you can make a difference in somebody's life and vice versa is a big deal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
Discord.
Jay is still here. He's
Wow.
giving us a
Holy cow!
yeah.
Jay.
So
Oh
let's
wow.
let's take a look at our weather forecaster, Jay Scheidel. Jay, it's
Looking
looks
pretty
pretty
biblical
bad
out
out there,
there, buddy. Oh man.
I'll take
That seems
better
bad.
with sweltering
Hey,
heat down here.
It's kind of bad right now.
Yeah,
Here's the,
Sonya, that's coming your way, bud.
I might be out here.
Actually, it's gonna go just south of me.
You lucky.
I would rather have the rain right now. That's the thing.
Fair enough. But Jay, stay safe, man. You stay safe out there. I can't do this without you. You've already seen how bad it's gone.
Please.
I don't see any more out here. Oh well.
Yeah. Okay.
But, no, I think I have to take this as my cue to get off because I've got no light. And out here a little bit, so I'm gonna keep it with you guys on Twitch chat, but I gotta get out.
Yeah, Jay, do your thing, bud. You stay safe and you do what you gotta do, man.
Good luck. See you guys.
Yeah, good luck is right. Okay, I'm
Beat
on.
me to the quote.
It is no longer the OJ Power Hour. It's just the O Power Hour. Okay, so here we go. All right, so moving on. Sonny, how about yourself, sir, for best memories of being around here?
I'm actually going to start off fairly real here as well.
Go
so
for
when I joined the community, and actually joined back in late July, early August of 2018, it was about 6 months after I had lost my father, before we had the COVID outbreak really happen. His death was put as viral pneumonia, which at that point in time, they didn't know what it was, and that's what they could assume. So I came into the community. I was still very heavily fighting depression. Actually had gone through quite a bit of therapy, was watching my mom and my sister go through therapy, and came into this absolutely great bunch of people that I feel honored to have developed such massive friendships with over the years. Will, you've been a big one throughout the years. Fizzle, Greg, both of you have as well. Also, even though you haven't been around as long, our friendship's gotten real strong real fast.
Absolutely.
But now for the more lighthearted stuff. The first spring tournament I took part in, 2019, the race against Dangwoo, even though I got 9 and 6.5536, he and I both jumped into voice after the stream was done, after we did our interviews, and we just laughed about it for what felt like 10 minutes because we both thought it was just ridiculous that happened. We'll go ahead and jump forward to 2020 because I don't think this person's still around in the community anymore, but Broadster. You know the name, Will. You know name, Fizzle.
Oh yeah.
And Greg, I know you know the name. It was round 3 of the Swiss part of that tournament, and Broadster and I were up against each other. And we decided to party draft. I won the first pick of the draft, so I drafted Black Mage. Will, do you remember what Brock countered with?
I think he countered with 2 black mages, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
And what was my final pick? No, it was a thief.
Was it a
So we
thief? I don't
went
remember.
thief triple black.
Oh, I thought you went 4 black.
No,
That's
We went-
awesome.
we went thief triple black mage, and it took me just over 2 hours to get through that seed because we ran into double nuke, and
Jeez.
Brought took like 220 something because of double nuke.
Oh man, 2 hours sounds like a lot now, guys, but that was kind of a standard way back in the day. Like that
It
was
was-
not a big deal. Like,
It
oh
was
no,
very
2 hours.
common back then.
But yeah, now it's like, oh my god, is this ever gonna end?
Granted, 2 weeks later, it was Shadow Walker and myself against each other.
Mhm.
And yeah, we were both going for sub 1 on that week's flags, and Shadow had the opportunity to do it, but wiped Chaos because of nuke and nuclear.
Back before
And
we had
that-
that protection flag in there.
Yep, and that ended up giving me the win on that race. And then, of course, beating Demarine going into brackets, which has really been the only time that I've truly been in brackets for a spring tournament or winter tournament at this point. But we're going to jump to the AP tournament, and I got to give shout-outs to my boy again, Admiral Tryhard, with us winning that AP tournament of Final Fantasy Randomizer and Time Spinner, because that was a wild tournament where I ended up bracking Tia 2 on the final race, and Luffy comes in a little behind me and bracks Chaos without Xfer.
Well, that's a thing.
Damn
Yeah.
yous.
It was fun. And I mean, ultimately, just watching how much this community has grown, how much it's evolved over the years.
Yeah.
Greg, the work that you put into the Duckling program way back in the day, dude, and what it's evolved into thanks to that base that you set for all of us. And seeing every single new deck come in, that when we get around to the Derby, we all look at, all of us veterans look at you Ducks and we go, oh, we're scared.
Oh yeah,
We are very scared.
yeah. That's
It's
legit.
It's always amazing to see. Just, it's hard to pick one thing to choose as the absolute highlight for my time here in the community, because everything really is a highlight if you think about it.
It's very true. It's very true. There's been, and even in my short time here, there's been a lot that's gone on that have been some amazing things. And yes, we got to give a huge shout outs to the shoulders of giants that we sit on with the Duckling Derby at this point. Because, I mean, I graduated from it and I was thinking, whatever, it won't be that big a deal. And it's like, oh.
Yeah,
These guys are way better than I was back then. Crap.
I was in it
Better
back
than me
in the
now.
days. I was in it back in the days of Moist Mogwai.
Yep.
Mama Mo.
The old days.
Mo and Falconic.
Yep. Miss you both.
Big time.
So we're gonna go on to a more fun question. If you could go back, we'll start with Greg again. If you could go back and go back to a previous run or tournament moment, what would it be? And I think I already know the answer, but I'll ask anyways, Greg.
I mean, I always had a really good time playing with either the Quake and Break guys or playing with Dang. Those co-op tournaments were so fun, and it's just something different to like get in there and play a seed where you're sharing key items and you're trying to communicate with each other. It's just, I don't know, it's just a ton of fun. So I wish I could. I say I wish I could. I mean, I obviously can. I mean, co-op's coming up real soon. I should hop in maybe, but those are definitely times that that were the most fun. I really enjoyed, just trying to help people learn the game because I had a lot of um, passion when I first joined up because it was so much fun. I'd never seen anything like it. You have this game. It's like the greatest version of Dungeons and Dragons,
Mm-hmm.
but on a NES, and it's so flawed. It's so messed up.
Yep.
So
Nasir.
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 Exactly. Like nothing works. Like you in your brain, you're like, oh, Temper's doing stuff. I'm hitting for whatever, and it's not really
No, it's
working.
not working.
But then they fix all the stuff. The game, like everything is faster. Spells go faster. They actually work properly. Temper works. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the armor does what it's supposed to do. The
Mhm.
weapons, hit the way that they're supposed to hit with the proper, indexing or whatever. The
Mhm.
back end stuff. I don't even know what any of that stuff means, but
It was
You're right. You're
it was
right.
the item indexing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
you were
used
right.
item
Got it.
indexing for crit rate, which was wrong.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
Way wrong.
Very, very wrong.
So wrong.
yeah. And so it was just like, it was just crazy to see this game that I loved so much. Like, and to be honest, like I'm assuming everybody else kind of feels this way too. Final Fantasy was the first Final Fantasy I ever played. I was
Mhm.
like
Yep.
10,
Yeah,
or
same.
9 or 10 or whatever. Like
Yep.
my friend came over one day, was like, "Oh, you should play this fantasy game I've heard." I didn't even know what levels were. Like when I thought of levels when they were talking about it, I thought, "Oh, I'm going to the next stage," and they're like, "No, no, no, your like character gets stronger. That's their new level now." And so it was the first time I'd ever seen like an actual story told in a game. So it was really cool to like eventually grow up and then see not only Final Fantasy Randomizer for obviously randomizing everything and making each experience its own unique thing, but fixing all the messed up parts of the original game. And I to this day still feel that the vanilla version of the Final Fantasy Randomizer is the best way to play Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Vanillish.
Beats out, oh
Yep.
yeah,
Vanillish.
Vanilla shit.
beats
Yeah.
out
Love
beats
Vanillish.
out Pixel Remaster, beats out
Oh, yeah.
any like beats out anything that they have come up with that is every single re-release, every single time Square wants to try to make money off their IP.
Which is
the best way
every-
to-
Every
Yep.
few years.
I mean, I'll
Yeah.
I'll chastise them, and then I'll
Yeah.
hand them my wallet.
and
Yes.
then I'll give
Yeah.
them my
Yeah, I'll give them my
Exactly.
money. Yeah, absolutely.
If I didn't know better, I'd swear Todd Howard owned Square.
Right?
Yeah, I hate you guys, but I will play Final Fantasy VI
Yeah.
on the Switch, and then I will buy it again on my Steam.
Yes.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But-
Play it on my refrigerator.
Yep.
But I hate
But
you
we,
guys.
just so long as you guys keep our Woolseyisms, we're good.
Yeah, but I
The
mean,
Woolseyisms? Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy arse.
but yeah, I mean, the problem is that I played like from 2018 until probably my last tournament, which was I think the tournament I did with Quake and Break, where we played as like a bunch of anonymous names or whatever. Like I played in almost every tournament, or not almost every tournament. I played in every tournament.
When
Uh,
was that the year that you were Rush fan?
No. When Zenobian and I played, and we made it to the finals of the co-op tournament, he had been. What the heck was he? He was something simp.
He was
It was
selling.
Selling Simp because of Time Spinner.
It was a time spinner. So he was selling simp, and I had messaged him because he had joined. What the heck did he join? Was it Fall League or was it Spring Tournament where he was selling simp? He had joined a tournament as selling simp, and everybody was like, "Who is this guy?" Like
Selling
he's
simp.
clearly, yeah, he clearly knows how to play this game. Like, and eventually he like revealed himself to be Zenobian, and we were like,
Mhm.
"Aha, hilarious!" Blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
so I had reached out to him, and I was like, "Hey, we should play co-op tournament, and I'll be Getty Lee simp, because I like
Yeah.
Yeah,
from Rush.
so
And
obvious.
I was like, yeah, it's so obvious. 'Cause I was like,
Blake,
It's like
So
mech simp. Who could that be?
exactly. And then I was like, and we can be the simp's son, like
Loved it.
Simps,
That was cool.
Quality name.
Thumb.
It
Yeah.
was
And
really
he-
good.
Good
It was
And he was like-
inspired.
Yeah, and he was like, oh my god, like he dropped whatever he was doing, like he had to be part of this. He had no, I don't even know if he was planning on being part of co-op or anything, but I messaged him about that, and he was like, we gotta do this. And so we went through, and I think we, like I said, I think we made it to the finals against Spellzap and Danny and lost. And it was the only
Well.
time that I beat him through Topher, because he was clearly the better person between the two of us. But he had gotten like I think Carrie did something weird to him, like bracked him through a ribbon, or did some ridiculous thing that cost us the game. And I was definitely one of my more fun moments. So I don't know. It's just when I think of there's just so much stuff I can talk about with Final Fantasy Randomizer. In the 4 years I was like there, like really immersed in it, because between like early 2019 and like early late 2021, I mean, like my fingerprints were kind of everywhere. Like I was doing Duckling stuff, I was one of the admins for a while. I was trying to help just run the place. And I don't know, it was a lot of fun. And like having this conversation with everybody makes me kind of miss it. And who knows, maybe I'll show up for the Tournament of Champions or whatever that is.
yeah.
Come on, dude.
Come on,
You
yes.
gotta
we-
show up for it.
Love to see you back in the Tournament Champions. That's Jay Scheidell's little pet project. He has a secret. It's out there now. He's still in chat. Last I checked, so he hasn't been taken away by a tornado yet. So we're okay.
Okay. Well, thank God.
Yeah,
Freaking
no
hate it.
tornado warnings have gone out as
That's
far
good.
as I know.
That is good. I'm happy to hear that. So I will pose that same question to Lord Fizzlemarsh himself. If you could go back and run a previous tournament or run through one moment, what would it be?
Let's take any of the best of threes where I took a game one and overanalyzed myself straight into the ditch, and let's not do that. So that when game two rolls around, and I get abused by RNG for the better part of 90 minutes, I still have a game three to do, and then maybe I don't lose that tournament.
That's fair.
Because that's how I play FFR. I do real good in the first bit of a tournament, and then I panic, and then I overanalyze myself straight out of the tournament. And
Yeah. Been there.
let's go back in time and not do that.
It's fair assessment. Fair assessment. Will, the same question to you, sir. If you could go back and run a previous tournament moment, what would it be?
Well, I think it's more comms. I just want to recall some good races. Maybe call some races I didn't get a chance to. I would have loved to call the Will Quiosis Tristal race with the Gurmadeuses of Hell. That would have been a really fun one to do comms for. It sucked that I wasn't able to be there. But other than that, I mean, reliving some of the good moments, reliving the of course the first bonus stream. Like every bonus stream has been amazing. It's been a lot of fun. Being able to do those again would be cool. I don't have a lot of regrets. Like it's been a lot of fun. Like I don't play as much anymore. When I did, I enjoyed it. Most of the time. Sometimes I just wanted to crawl under a rock. Like I'm done with this game.
I remember you and I screaming about that 10,000% seed one time.
Yeah, got to Kraken too. I got to wear that badge. Got to wear that badge. That was stupid.
Yes, it was.
That was the that was the win condition. I think. I don't think there was a way to get past Kraken 2 in that seed. Like it would have been literally impossible because I think it was all melee. So there's you can't ruse against it any further.
You can't go past that now. You're done.
No.
Unless you get a lucky brag.
Lucky Brack.
That would be the only way. So it's basically just pure RNG. Like
Yeah,
pure
it
hours
gets a little boring at that point. I don't blame you for tapping out.
I mean, really, at that point, it's one of the few
Well-
few seasons I didn't actually finish. But other than that, I've enjoyed my time.
Fantastic.
And, yeah, just reliving it, going back. Sometimes I'll watch old VODs too. Like, why not? It's fun.
I have rewatched at least one of my old VODs several times just to get the laugh out of it again and again and again.
Oh God, yeah, God, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a fall league where I knew we already were out. We knew we weren't going to win. So it didn't happen on purpose, but I got a meme out of it and I'm happy about it. So that was my moment. And I watch that all the time. Sonny, yourself, sir. If you could go back, what would you want to do?
Somebody that I've been wanting to race again, whom I've stayed in contact with for a very long time. And three of you in here with me know him. It's the Hangry Canuck.
Oh man, yeah.
Yep.
My man. Because Spring Tournament 2020, week 4, the Hangry Canuck and I raced, and he was on a power pack at that point in time and had issues and ended up forfeiting out because his game more or less corrupted, and then he lost his save.
Right.
Being the person that I am in almost anything, I reached out in the race room, went, dude, let's rematch this. And he went, no, just go ahead and finish it. I don't know if we'll be able to figure out what's going on. So I have wanted a re-race of that ever since 2020. And that's probably the one. Outside of that, though, Will, you and I, we need to do another Solo Thief again.
I'm down. Always down.
I knew that would be the case.
If I've got the time, I'm there.
We're doing it.
I'm in.
Well, once again, I will put this out there. The OJ Power Hour is more than happy to host. We do love a good OJ Power Hour special. We've only had one so far, but it was awesome. And I enjoyed that thoroughly. Fizzle was a part of it, and it was great. All right. With that, I believe it is time for the pulp. That's right. For all you longtime viewers of the show, we all know what the pulp is. That's a rapid-fire set of questions that go to each of our members, with the last question being random for each person. That's right. We come up with a special one for every single one. So we will go around the board. We will go Greg, and then we will go Fizzle. We will go Will, and then we will go Sonny. So starting with Greg, black belt, yes or no?
Always. Like,
Best answer.
they're the best. Yeah.
Yeah, my man.
Yeah, they're just like, ah. So, of course, always, every
They
time,
are like
no matter what the flags are, if it's like full loose, everything, you bring the black belt, you grind up, and then you find everything and go punch everything to death.
We bring the black
Good
belt.
old punch mage.
We bring the
Yeah,
black
who
belt.
Who needs equipment?
That's right. Now, Fizzle, we've asked you these questions before. Would you like to answer them again, or would you like to just skip?
Sure.
Okay. You taking the black belt then?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Ah, look at that. He's taking the black belt this time. Will, yourself, black belt, yes or no?
Sure.
There you go.
As long as I get to bring a thief with me, sure.
All right. Sonny.
I mean, same as well, as long as I get to bring a thief. Oh, yeah. I'll
Man,
bring
my
one.
man.
Fair enough. All right. The important questions. And I know where this one's going for some people. Greg, Vorpal or Katana? And there's the reaction I expected.
I'm gonna reluctantly say the Vorpal.
Yeah, there we go. Fizzle?
Vorpal, can't just a thief.
Whoa. Will?
I will turn this car around, sir.
No,
I think my answer is pretty obvious here.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are going cat claw. Let's go.
Yeah, bud.
100%. Like katana every day, twice on Sunday. Dual wield when. Let's fucking go.
All right.
I'm with you on that.
All right, so,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Sonya, you going with Katana too?
It's 100% katana.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Better damage, and I mean, even though it's got equivalent crit rate between the two, better damage.
All right. So now we're going to go back after Greg on this one. This one, I know the answer for at least one of you. White mage or red mage?
Uh, it, there's there's so many variables. Like you may need a. It depends on the flags. Like you may need a white mage. Do I get to choose? Do I get to have a red mage, or is it only I only get to choose?
If you only
a
got to
red
choose
mage?
one between the two, which would you take?
I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, are we talking about clamp stats? Are we talking about like?
Give him the clamps.
Okay.
The clamps.
It's a tough question, I know, because
red mage.
oh, okay, there you
We're
go.
gonna still go red mage.
Fizzle, I know the answer already. It ain't white.
Nah.
Exactly. That's
Same.
the same thing you said last time. Will, I'm kind of guessing. I think I know the answer, but go ahead.
You might. So there is something I have in common with Crab Cakes and Spellzap, and I believe that Thief White Mage is a highly underrated, super
Alright.
kick-ass party.
Here we go. We're going with the white. Sonny, what are you taking?
Black mage. No, I'm kidding.
Chartreuse Mage.
No, pink mage.
There you go.
Hey, I'll accept that. I will accept Pink Mage. It's still in beta testing, but give it a shot. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
Might be.
pink mage would be my answer on that, though.
This question, there is an obvious answer for at least one of you, but I'll do it anyways. Greg, fighter or thief?
Fighter.
Fizzle,
Yeah,
Fighter.
100%. Yeah.
two fighters. Will, I know the answer already. It's an obvious answer. Oh. Well, that's it, folks. I'm sorry, we've lost Will Bloodworth.
You can write down the answer as fled the building. That counts.
Yep. We're done on that one. We know where that's going. It's hey, the pulp questions stay the same for everybody. We don't play favorites here, but not yet. And on to Sonny. If you leave too, we're screwed.
But no, I'm kidding. Give me that thief.
Give the thief.
Will, you should have known very well. I'm gonna say, give me that thief.
Absolutely. All right, now we're gonna get a little interesting because with the hey, I got mine too.
Yeah.
My thief is actually at my desk at work.
There you go. So now this one
That's
might
awesome.
this one might be a little bit different because there are some people haven't played in a while. But Greg, what was your favorite
Fizzle.
rando addition or change?
Ooh, wow. I would have to say the co-op implementation.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just so much fun. Like
Thank you,
bringing,
Bird.
yeah, like bringing another person in to play a single player game, but to make it a multiplayer game. It was too much fun.
I would agree. Marina, I know you're still on there. Big shout outs to you on that. Excellent work. It's fun. I'm playing it now. It's a great time. Hey, there we go.
Nice.
There we go. I was waiting
Yeah.
for that.
Very cool.
Fizzle, what's your favorite rando addition or change?
I don't remember what exactly I said last time. I believe I said speed hacks last time.
You said
So
speed
I-
hacks, yes.
So I will give a different answer this time,
Ooh.
and I will say my favorite. It's hard to come up with a serious answer that I believe in more than confused old men.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with confused old men.
Yep. We're okay with
No.
Yep.
Because
No.
Confused Old Man is amazing.
it's a,
Confused old man
Very
is
cool.
the worst.
Shout out to Edgeworth.
Terrible.
it's a personal favorite of
Shout
mine
outs
as
to
well.
Edgeworth.
I gotta say that. All right, well, what about you? What do you like to see? What's your favorite change or addition?
There's two, and that's going to be the double hit rate for Thief as well as lock picking. for
Yep,
Thief.
yep. And I kind of knew that was coming, something like that.
Yeah.
Sonny, how about yourself?
So mine actually doesn't have to do with the thief. It's actually Spellcrafter.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh, spicy.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one yet, but I like to hear it. All right, we'll go back up to Greg. What's your favorite flag to see turned on?
My favorite flag to be turned on.
Yep.
How about turning off the black belt nerf. Who needs that? I need my black belt
I
going
will-
into freaking Cooper
I'll accept
at
it.
32, like just punching everything to death.
Acceptable.
Thinking about that life.
Acceptable. Acceptable. Totally on board with that. Fizzle, I can't remember what you said last time.
You know, I'm pretty sure I said confused old men last time. So, finding a different answer, and no, not speed hacks. I would say, my favorite flag to be turned on. I think, I'm the Hall of Dragons. I think adds some particularly interesting choices to the game.
That's a
That's
good
a good one.
That's a,
Yeah,
that's a-
bud.
That's a really good one. Yeah,
Passion.
and it hasn't been mentioned yet. That's a new one for the records. Will, what about you? Best flag to see on.
Instead of defense sword, because I'm running solo all the time.
Yep, I can see that. Sonny, yourself?
I'll pull the mic up real close for this one. Unleashed Warmech.
Got to love the Unleashed Warmech.
No disassemble indeed.
Well, Sonny, you did that so hard, you literally broke my internet for a moment.
But yeah, Unleashed Warmech by far my favorite to see on.
I think we got a freezy pop up there.
Yeah, you did. It'll come back in a second. There it goes. He broke the stream with his Warmech. It totally broke down.
I look angry.
I win.
There we go. All right, she's back. She's back. That's Jay again. That's Jay doing his thing in the background. All right, so we will now go back up to Greg. We will ask, which is worse, TFCC or TFC Earth?
TFCC. Oh.
See Shrine or Earth Cave?
Yes. I get it now. Oh, yeah. TFCC. By far.
See? All right. Fizzle?
Easily.
B.
Well,
Earth Cave.
gonna go TFC Earth. Okay.
Yes.
Sonny?
Earth, honestly.
Earth's crap.
More perilous encounters more often than not.
True.
At that stage of the game, yeah.
The only reason why I say C is because of so there was I'm going to go way back when, and Fizzle remembers this race because this was his last chance qualifier that he won.
I was thinking of this one.
Fastest full clear in the West, baby.
So basically,
Yeah.
this was like back in the day when, and I don't know how things are played now, but there were two loose in any seed, and so I think one of the loose was on the way to Kraken, and so because one of the loose was on the way to Kraken and it was the key, no one was gonna go back into the Sea Shrine to check the TFC down in C, and the TFC down in C was the loot, was the second loose, so everyone full cleared the game, everyone, and there was no other way to do it. Like you logically, it wouldn't make any sense not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason why I picked that one, was because that one race.
That
was just like,
Yeah.
I would have won that race by 40 minutes if I was in it, because I would have gone back for that chest. And like I said, I called that chest about 30, 40 minutes before Fizzle got it. And I was like, I was like Leo in that meme. Like,
That was literally my last box. I had opened every single other box in the game.
It's
I think it
always
was everyone's final boss. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So
But to that point, because that box requires a key, that's why it's worse.
that's why. Yep. Okay, that's logical.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
logic checks out both ways.
totally does. So, Greg, what's your go-to party?
wait, you got to go to round everybody else,
No.
right?
Nope. We're
Okay.
we're back to top. Everyone else
Everybody
answered.
back to- Wait, what'd you say?
Go-to party. If you have the, complete control, what are you putting in as your party?
Oh, party.
Yeah.
I thought you said. I thought you. I don't know. It was like your accent. I kept thinking you were saying parody, and I was like, I don't know, like eat it, I guess.
Well,
like,
welcome to the Nova Scotian accent.
that
White and nerdy?
Yeah, exactly, white and nerdy. Okay,
There you
my
go.
favorite party by far, Black Mage, Red Mage, Black Belt. Give me all the power and speed
Strong,
with punching.
Yep.
powerful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Greg Tyson's punch out. Yep.
Dan, that is a damn hard one to beat. Fizzle.
Fighter Thief Red Black, my mainstay for entirely too many years.
Well,
If it was good,
it's
if it's good enough for the 2018 spring tournament, it's good enough forever.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
bud.
There you go.
Will, yours is very obvious, but let's hear it anyways.
So, okay, I'll be fair here and
Will you?
say that obviously Solo Thief is, of course, what I will take as a default.
Yep.
But if I'm not running Solo Thief, if it's a two party, it's Thief White Mage. If it's a party of 4, it's going to be Thief Black Belt White Black.
Okay. Interesting. Sonny, how about yourself? What would you take?
Okay, so of course, outside of Solo Thief and Thief White Mage, for the 1 and 2 mans, the 3-man is usually Thief White Mage Black Mage, and then the 4-man, if I decide to run it, is Thief Rainbow.
Yeah, I do it.
Yep. All right. This
you know how much I love my mages.
Yeah, man.
No question. So this will be a pretty easy one, I think. I used to know one answer right off the bat. So, Greg, Marsh Locked or Ordeals?
I think Marsh Locked or Ordeals?
Yep.
Ordeals.
Fizzle, I know the answer already, but go ahead.
Ordeals.
Ordeals. Will?
I hate Ordeals.
Oh,
Ordeals is crap. So I say Marsh Locked because I know anybody else is going to say Ordeals. So if I go to Marsh Locked and I get that key item or I get that major piece of equipment, game set match.
okay. And Sonny.
Toph locked.
Toph Locked. He's going off the board. He's off the board, folks. All right.
Toph Locked is awesome. I will go back. I will go back for Toph Locked for those 3
Toph Locked
chests.
has won me a couple of races, so that's fair.
Staying on the board, actually, I do prefer Marsh Locked over Ordeals, even though Ordeals is the more logical play.
More chests, yeah.
More chest. Yep. All right. So this is a real controversial one for everybody. When you're on Sky on the 4th floor, how do you do it, Greg?
Oh my God! Everybody knows how you go Sky. You go two this way. What is that? Right, two right,
Two right, two up.
No other way to do it. Anybody else does steps or up and then over or left, and you are wrong. Oh, you're wrong. It's two
No.
right, two up.
Nope.
The end.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Fizzle, how about you?
Right, down.
Yes.
And Will, I think,
Yes.
agrees.
When you
Yes.
look Thank
Thank you.
at the map
Wrong.
in the Nintendo Power Guide, it's a 3x3 that you start in the top left on, and the world's not round.
Wrong.
They've never
The world
proved
is
that.
square.
So you have to go.
Yeah, the world
right
is square
to down
according
to,
to Final
or you
Fantasy
just or you just end up off the map, and who knows where that is.
I can't believe someone else is team right, down, down. I call that right down to business. And I'm so glad I have someone else in my corner on that. Oh my God. I'm like, all these left up people, all these freakazoids.
Mhm.
No.
Well, that pretty
Downright.
Nah,
well.
Right down to business.
If you do steps, you're a crazy person. Like,
Yes.
you're like, like you're just
Yeah,
like,
no, that's-
Yeah, no, I
even
think
know.
I think that's a given. We can all agree on
The
that.
sauce is weak. The sauce is incredibly weak.
So, all right, well, Will, we just know yours because you just said it about 3 times, and you're very happy to see support in there.
Oh my God, yes, thank you.
All right, Sonny, what about you?
So having actually speedrun vanilla, right up and both right down, of course, right down, right up, are the correct plays. I prefer right up, though I want to go right down more often than not.
All right, that's fair. All right, now we get into the final couple questions. You're more interesting. Greg, what is one thing you would love to see in the future of the randomizer?
Ooh.
Everyone else has a chance to think about it.
I need to get my life together so that I know what's even going on in the randomizer anymore. Let's see here. What would I like to see in the randomizer? Oh man, you know what I would like to see, and I think this was something that I mentioned earlier when I very first joined the community, because at the time I was playing Final Fantasy V a lot. I would like to see more consistent damage with magic spells in general. Like this whole you know, friggin' 80 to like 300 damage for Ice 3. It makes Ice 3 like the most worthless spell ever. Past like, you know, Marsh Cave. So I don't know. I just feel like more consistent damage with spells would be nice. Or at least like like maybe, nuke doesn't have to do between 100 and 400 damage. Like, narrow it down a little bit.
I mean,
Or like make intelligence actually work.
oh boy,
That was gonna be. You took my answer. Damn you!
Whoa.
Took my answer.
oh boy.
Let's not get
Yeah.
crazy here.
Make it work was gonna be my answer, so I'll just leapfrog Fizzle here and say that's my answer. Figure it out, people. Figure it out, math freaks. Figure it out, code heads. Make it work.
We don't even know what it's for.
It's for spell damage. Obviously, it's for spell. It was always spell damage, spell accuracy. That's what it should be for. Always.
I am not fixing that. I will put in as many alt fiends as Dark Moon wants. I'm not fixing that.
Enough alt fiends. Int or die.
Why have a stat that doesn't do anything? Like, we fixed all the other stats.
Because we don't know what it does.
We get to decide.
Well,
we are the dreamers of dreams.
Well,
My thing is, if Realm can make Ultimate do 9999 and Luck can only make Ultimate do like 5 whatever, like, why is a fighter able to
Thank you. Justice
Because-
for Locke. Also justice for Locke.
Because you need to use more match power, Magicite.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Fizzle, what was your answer last time? I can't remember.
It's going to be the same answer I give this time because, like these other two yahoos, I'm going to attempt to will mine into the universe. I want overworld tile randomization. So, like, forests are now grass, grass is now ocean, oceans are now, like, the river tiles.
What?
Like, just mess that overworld up. Just...
I will once again defer that to better devs than I ever will be.
I swear, if I get into a Death Touch white crocodile, like right outside of Taupe, I'm gonna be very angry.
No, don't make the tiles like I want to see people walking on river tiles. That's what I want.
Okay, gotcha.
I like this.
Yeah.
All right. And Sonny, what is one thing you'd like to see in the future? Because Will already said his. We know what he wants.
Yeah, we have Chaos Blessings, which add more customizations to the classes. We already have more customized classes coming into play. What I want to see is a Gray Mage.
Gray. Okay.
But like a sage?
No. 1 through 4, all white permissions. 5 through 8, all black permissions.
What?
Oh, that's well. Okay, that's less. That's less hard than you think.
Because why not?
Well, I suppose. I mean,
Because random,
Exactly,
that's why.
Gandalf.
Gandalf.
yeah, I mean, you know what? That's actually that one's actually probably more doable than anything that I've heard so far. Because I'm not fixing it. I'm not doing
This
that.
idea shall not pass.
Though I will say, Fizzle took my second. Because that is something I've wanted to see.
What's that?
Overworld tile shuffling.
Yeah.
2 people have had this thought in this universe. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's surprising. It really is.
Okay.
I've had the thought for it and wanted to suggest it to other randomizers as well, because Z2R does it, and we have DWR that does it, even though both Z2R and DWR are proc gen.
Yeah, those are
Right.
proc gen. I'm talking about the vanilla FFR overworld, but just like all the tiles are different, but it still functions the same.
Just walk
It's
on
actually
mountains.
possible in
I just want it to
Z2R
look
do
dumb.
that.
I just want it to look dumb.
Well, Meridian, I'm going to put
I
that
could-
one on you, bud.
I can appreciate that, honestly.
And
said
actually,
That's just tile swapping. That's easy. Like,
Yeah.
That's not my strong suit. Let's just put it that way. That's the. I've broken the beta enough. Thank you very much. I'll keep breaking it in the future. Don't worry. All right.
What does it just say you do here at FFF?
What does it I basically do what Dark Moon tells me to do when he gives me ideas, or Saracen when he gives me ideas.
or you give Bubbles fade.
Yep, that happened. That happened, and that is now canon. Bubbles now has Fade as part of that new beta update.
I'm sorry, what?
So one of the FF1 alternate fiends is the Mermaid Bubbles.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
and
wow.
Bubbles 2 has. Is it Bubbles 2 that has fade?
Bubbles 2 has fade, yeah, and it wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to be programmed that way. It was a bug. She was supposed to have XFR, and the game randomized it and decided, you know what? No, you get fade. And I believe it was Chanigan and Phoenix, I want to say. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Chanigan and Phoenix,
And
we
were
both
calming
saw
it.
that. You went, oh no! And
It's-
I tried so hard to not bust out in laughter.
Yeah, it was one of those moments like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. That's a bug. That's a problem. Once again, shout outs to Wild Ham for fixing it once we figured out what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, so we got 2 more questions, and then we're gonna see what happens. So, some of this one I think will be pretty obvious for some of them, and I already know the answer to Fizzles. Greg, what's the history behind your FFR username?
Gregory Puff.
He-
Okay, so when when I first moved out of my house and I got my first apartment, and this was like in 2000, a friend of mine came up to just was randomly at our house and looked at me and he called me Gregory Puff. And this was in 2000, and I guess I had never even heard of Pokemon. I didn't know what it was because
That's
I was
funny.
a little bit older, so I didn't watch animated shows at the time. It was kind of, I guess, before my time, and it stuck. And all my friends were like, "Ah, Pop, that's so hilarious!" And at the time, I'm like this 18-year-old kid, and I'm like, oh, stop, stop calling me that. But then I eventually, I embraced it.
Yeah.
I embraced the Gregory Puff. And it's one of those names that I've held on to so long. And it's so, I wouldn't even say it's that unique. It's Gregory Puff. It's Jigglypuff, but Greg. But
Yeah.
it's my email, all my usernames for things. I'm not Gregory Puff 1 or Gregory Puff 2003 or whatever. I am the Gregory Puff on pretty much everything.
Yep.
So I kind of lucked out on that, but that's kind of where my username came from, was just some guy randomly calling me Gregory Puff, my friends making fun of me, and then me just embracing the silliness of it.
Fantastic. Now, Fizzle, I do remember what you said last time. Would you like to give our viewers another go over with it?
Sure. So Lord Fizzlebeef is essentially broken down into 2 components. Fizzlebeef, there was a Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode called Space Mutiny. What this was, for those unfamiliar, Mystery Science Theater 3000 is a show where basically 3 comics sit down, watch an old movie, just trash talk the movie as it's going, etc. Well, for this particular movie, there was the main character, David Ryder, was just so unmemorable that they were just coming up with different names for him, Buff Plank Chest, Dirk Hardpack. The very last name they came up with was Roll Fizzlebeef.
Roll Fizzlebeef.
Fizzlebeef is just such a great name, and in a nod to my very first online handle, which was take name, slap title on it, you now have username, I just stuck Lord on the front of it because it seemed like the funniest option, and now we have Lord Fizzlebeef.
That we do. Will, how about yourself?
Well, so back in spring break of 1979, when my mommy and daddy loved each other very much.
Yeah, I knew there was an obvious one in here.
It's yeah. So that's it's my real name.
There you go.
Some people don't believe that, but no, it really is.
I believe
And-
it. Totally.
And my girl's very much waiting to take that name on because it is awesome, and I know
is.
it's awesome.
It
It
is
pretty
amazing.
awesome. I mean, my last name is a bird, so I get it.
A bird.
Yeah,
That's still cool.
It's a bird. No, it's not. Yeah, well, we'll see.
It's not a duck.
No,
it's not a plane, but it's a bird.
It's definitely not either of those 2 things. All right.
Is your last name Blue-footed Booby?
No, we changed it when my grandfather changed it.
Ellis Island, right?
Yeah. Well, no, technically it'd be Pier 21 because we're in Canada, so same thing.
Now it's just Titmouse.
It's Chickadee, thank you.
Chickadee-doo. Chick-fil-A.
All right. Sonny, how about your username?
So if you know Redwall, you know the character Sonny Jessica Wrath.
Mhm.
And I ended up just taking the Jessica out of it. One of my friends also had the same idea. We both made our usernames at the same time. He ended up being 10, and I ended up being 11.
And that's where 11 came from.
Yep.
Fair enough. All right. Now it's time for everyone's favorite part, the random question. That's right. Each guest gets a handcrafted question by yours truly. And we will once again start with Greg. Gregory, will Deng ever find the room?
No. He's never found the room.
Oh,
He
hi,
doesn't-
Gregory.
No matter how many times I point at things on my side that he cannot see, he will never find the room. It doesn't matter. I could express where it is, where it's like the northwest of the room or whatever. He will never find it. He will slip on banana peels, and then he'll just exist somewhere else.
See,
Fan.
he just has to go that way.
Yeah, fantastic.
You know, or,
Yep.
or
Go that way.
Go that way, that direction.
Wait,
Go that
That
way.
way.
You know, over there.
You know, east
Where are you
west of here,
yeah,
east west of the north south of here.
That's
Yeah.
right.
yeah. It's the
I
one.
thought you
It's
said
the one.
east.
You know the room with the 6 tiles. That, like, it's above that one. But how does he not know what I'm talking about?
It's in that place I put that thing that time.
It's the one right above the room. Above the room, up there. God.
You'll never find it, folks. It's gone. It's lost to time and space at this point. Fizzle, last time I asked you about speed and power. This time I have a
Yeah.
better question.
Uh-oh.
Where did you park your boat?
The most convenient place at the time.
I've watched that about 50 times, and it doesn't stop making me laugh yet.
Mhm.
Hilarious. Will the solo thief runs ever end?
Not only no, but no.
Spectacular. Love it. All right. Sonny, for you, I have a different one because you've been... I watched a lot of you in the marathon.
Oh boy.
So, and you've run a lot of randomizers. So what's the hardest one that you run right now? What's the hardest one you've ever run?
So that is kind of subjective
Oh,
because
it is?
with all the randos that I run, I can make them extremely difficult. Currently, though, I'd have to give it to Zelda 2 because I've been doing 1 heart container starts
Yep.
with vanilla life effectiveness.
Oh, God. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm out. I want nothing to do with that. I did the restream for your Zelda 2 randomizer one. It was a very entertaining thing to watch, but I'm thinking to myself, no, just I'll stick to Soul Blazer and FFR for now. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention also vanilla attack effectiveness.
Of course you had that on. Why would you not?
Because it's me.
That's exactly it.
A very valid reason.
It's a very valid reason. So, seeing as how we've done the interview and the poll questions, I'm going to do the quick and dirty for what's been going on in the community, and then we will say goodbye. All right, get a big breath, and here we go. The Lithuanian ladder is now into the championships. Ale has been crowned as the gold champ. Silver runs an async tomorrow with a vodcast on Friday. Opal Friday at 9 p.m. Copper Thursday at 8. Come one, come all. There are some new Titan foods being added at the request of Fizzle and Caleb. They are currently waiting approval by the dev team. Hopefully we'll see them soon. Bingo still ongoing, and it's been bad. I got trounced by Dark Moon, and Jay got trounced by, I think, Budge. It was bad. I think Fizzle had, 10 lit to my 4? It was a slaughter. It wasn't good. Once again, we will shout out Co-op coming up soon. Your cutoff date is July 4th. All the stuff you need is posted in the Discord for the sign up. Get yourself a teammate. There are still people looking there are a few people looking for teams out there. Come on, guys. I mean, right now we're at a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 teams so far, so we're not doing bad. But I want to see more. Come on, let's get out there. Let's have some fun with it. I don't want to end up facing new kids on the block. First thing, please. More people.
We need
Oh, come
more
on,
teams
you know
to
you don't
dilute
think
the
so.
pool.
Yeah, I don't want to face Shum and Luffy first round, please. I also don't want to face Sonic Wrath and Admiral Tryhard. The hard Wrath, don't want to face that either. Or Budge and Phoenix. I don't want that either. No, nobody wants to do Punishing Platypi.
So you basically don't want to play co-op.
No, I do. I just want to play a team that's not going to just trounce me into the ground. The
So you
Kraken.
basically don't want to play. No, I'm just kidding.
Just roll Darkmoon and Maddie.
That's a wild card. That's a wild card. But here's the thing: Kraken O's are a first-time team. You know, we have to we have some mercy. Yes, Windfox, we remember what happened the last time. We're not gonna discuss that.
Wow.
We learned a lot. We did learn a lot.
Wow.
Me and Odoran, who are the same person sometimes.
Yes.
Yes, everyone.
99% of the time.
99% of the time, it works every time, and then it doesn't because we lost. Once again, I will shout out the Tournament of Champions is still coming up. I would ask Jay how many have signed up, but I don't think he has internet power or a cell phone signal anymore.
At least one.
I think last I heard we did make it to double digits.
Yeah, it was
but I don't
15.
know where we are.
16.
It's 16.
Danny's saying it's 16. That's good. So
It's a good number. It's a good number.
that is. But yeah, the co-op is July 4th. I am unsure when the cutoff date is for the Tournament of Champions.
July 29th.
Thank you, Gregory. Much
I'm pretty
appreciated.
sure it's at the very end of July, if I remember correctly.
I think you're right as well.
That
I'm
would
double
make
checking.
that would make a lot of sense. So I will again. We will say that once again, the mailbag is still pinned to our channel. If you have any questions for our guests, any questions for me or the now absent Jay Scheidel, you can obviously send them in and we'll put them on the air. Once again, we have tons of content coming up in the near distant future. Next week, we are going to reach out to the winner of the Opal Lefanian Ladder and see if they want to come on. For those who aren't aware, I believe that is Darkmoon, Phoenix, Chinigan, and Woo Bear. Woo Bear still holding that crown. Could he be crowned? And he'll make the flags for next season. It could be very interesting. With that, I would like to say to the wise men, thank you all for coming out and sparing us a moment of your time. There's it was a really great time having you legends and august individuals on to talk about the history of this game that we so love. And hopefully the both of us will be back next week. Hopefully Jay's doing okay. I'll check in on him. Don't worry. I can't do this without him. We've already seen the screw-ups at the start of this, and they're not going to get any better. He's the technical man. I just talk a lot. Once again, another shout-out and another call-out. If anyone can do a decent pirate voice, I am looking for an ad reader. Just saying. I
got you.
I would love to have somebody read one of our famous parody ads that we're not famous yet. But yeah, I would like to say thanks for sticking in with us. I know we went a lot longer than we normally do. We did have some technical problems, but once again, I would like to thank Gregory. I would like to thank Lord Fizzlebeef, Will Bloodworth, Sonny Wrath 11. Thank you all for showing up. I was one of your hosts, Oslodo, and I will see you in the next round.